Hey, I'm Rollie Williams and I'm playing in the US Open. Not that one. Also not that one. The pool one. There's a pool one. Anyway, spoiler alert, I'm not that good, so I'm gonna get totally murdered at the pool US Open. But in order to not bring shame upon my friends and family, I'm gonna spend the next 10 weeks working with some certifiable pool gurus. This is the road to the US Open. This is Hunter Lombardo, a certified professional pool player, and he is going to be my trainer for this process. Hunter, thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Thanks for having me, Rollie.
Tell us a little bit about your pool career.
Okay, so I'm currently ranked 5th or 6th, I'm not sure, right on the, I don't know, there's a fine line, out of the American players.
Nice.
I'm one of the few American players that plays internationally.
Okay.
And when I am not on tour playing, I'm also teaching and coaching a lot because I'm trying to perfect my art and trade through contributing to the development of others in a game that we both sincerely love.
Wow. Put that on a pillow, dude. That's beautiful. Now, Hunter is also in the US Open, so I'm gonna have to ask you to promise not to tell me all the wrong things to do so that you have one fewer person to worry about.
I actually want to see where Rollie survives somewhat.
That's really nice of you. Hunter hates a massacre. What do you think my chances are to win this whole thing outright?
They're low.
Okay. You played in the US Open before.
Yeah.
How did you mentally prepare for that experience?
Well, it's not really an experience that's any different from any other event you play in. I mean, if you're...
Pretend for a moment you've never played in an event before.
Ah, okay. Well, there's gonna be a lot of emotions happening. There's going to be some excitement. There's going to be some fear.
Okay.
There's going to be some, uncertainty. But the only thing that you have to really try to focus on being certain about is doing your best.
Okay.
And working with what you have.
Great. So it's like a first date. We have 10 weeks.
Yeah.
What's the strategy here?
I need to take the time to learn how you learn, so we can actually optimize and get the most out of our next 10 weeks.
I mean, I can tell you right now, I learned slowly and over the course of many years.
Look, Rollie, everybody has attributes. Everybody brings something to the table. I want to make sure that we keep your morale high,
okay,
keep your confidence up, but at the same time make sure that we're addressing some of the holes that are in your game.
Great. Now I'm gonna say right now, my morale is, I would say that's my attribute.
But the thing that we're gonna have to really try to focus on and shoot for is you playing over your head. And so hopefully if I'm able to do my part in learning how you learn, we can get you to have that out-of-body experience that it's going to take for you to win some few games on maybe some great players.
Okay.
You're perfecting the art of showing up.
Yeah. Man, that's my attribute. Okay, now, if we draw each other in the US Open, will you take a dive for $1,000?
Negative.
Damn. I thought I had one. I hope I don't draw you in the US Open. I don't know who I'm hoping to draw. All right, we're getting onto the table now. How are we gonna break this down?
Okay, so the first approach we're gonna take is I am gonna watch you hit some balls and just see how you move. I wanna see how you perceive the shot, to where what's going on with your perception, to where then the effect it has on your body movements.
Perception and body movement. Oh, I'm gonna learn a lot today. I'm excited. All right, let's get into this.
We're just gonna work with the 10 balls right now.
Okay.
And all I want you to do is you don't have to shoot in order. I just wanna watch you, I'm gonna watch you shoot balls because I just wanna really see how it is that your body works when it comes to coming to a shot.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I know you said I don't have to shoot in order, but I'm gonna try. Well, blew that one.
So let's shoot the 8 ball,
Yeah.
Rollie. We're just gonna take ball in hand. Shoot the 6 ball in the corner for me. Okay, I've had enough.
Really?
Yeah, I've had enough. One thing that I have to say that you do extremely well is that when you address the shot, your what's just called like your lead arm,
Uh-huh.
you know, that has your bridge hand, it's always relaxed. So that's one thing that sometimes though you won't always do it. So let's go ahead and talk about coming into this 4-ball.
Okay.
All right, now I know you have your current way of setting up, which we're gonna end up changing. But when you come into this, the one thing I want you to focus on is letting that left arm relax as you come into the shot.
Okay.
Okay. So it's basically just draping the table. You're trying to conform to the table. Okay, great. Because if you look, there's a difference where if you now raise up a little bit, see how it takes your shoulder into play and it pushes you offline versus now you can be a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's nice.
And it anchors you in. So it's really hard to jump up on the shot if that arm's anchored in.
Yeah, that feels really good.
Yeah. So that's something that I see that goes in and out with you and your game. But I think that's something that we could for sure focus on today and have it to where it's actually part of you before the end of today.
Make my arm part of my body.
Just the process and the technique of letting it always be relaxed and fitting the table.
Great. What if there are, I mean, there's often times I'm finding that like with that 8-ball shot where I'm like kind of, you know, I gotta.
Right. So how about we have a shot that's like this for the 9?
Okay.
Okay, kind of tight quarters, right?
Yeah.
All right, so why don't you set up? And one of the things, again, here what you're doing well is that you can see that your arm is parallel to the shaft, which is great, or you can let it actually sink a little bit, which they would, yeah. Now you're creating the same effect as you would if you were on the table. All right.
Those would not go in on the U.S. Open pockets, but.
Actually, they will on probably the first 2 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until because the cloth will be sliding.
Great.
So the pocket tolerance will be a little bit more forgiving than it would be on, say, day 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Once it's had a little bit more play to it, it's acquired chalk and people sweat. And
Something tells me I won't be playing on the tables on days 3 and 4, but you never know.
well, we can hope for the best, can't we?
Right.
Yeah. All right, another thing. So here's how about when you're shooting over a ball?
Ah.
Okay, how would you set up to this? So now what you can actually do here is you could create a little bit of a longer bridge like that.
so?
Yeah, that way, and then let your arm sink. There you go.
Oh, wow. Felt much more relaxed.
So again, one of the first things that I see go wrong with players at all levels is that they don't take really the time to fit themselves to the shot. Now we've got the 5-ball. So why don't you go ahead and set. Okay, and then you just sit there and you took the time to get your arm to fit. Process, this is something that where you want to keep process primary when you play and be more procedural because now you're focusing more on that than what's actually happening. Your environment, your opponent, you know, you're controlling the things that you can control, and that being how you really use your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just focusing on being relaxed with my bridge arm in the shot is making me focus so much more on actually hitting the ball in and being in the right position.
And you know, and look at it, and instead of getting all amped up and being like, oh, I've got.
Because I'm amped up, though, is the thing. I am amped up.
And I love that about you.
Great.
But
Okay.
that's also going to get you killed. So again, we're all about trying to keep you surviving as long as possible. You're going to be keeping process primary, even at the expense of outcome, and you're going to tend to now start to get more of the results that you're wanting. Because look, you know, again, I know your goal is you want to win games, you want to win a match. Well, that's great, but it's not going to be sustainable. Just because you want to do this is not going to mean it's going to happen for you.
Right.
But if we can get you into a routine and you have a process and procedures and tools to work with, you're going to now up your chances. The reason why I went to basically your lead arm here is that actually plays a big role in your posture. The bridge hand's going to play a role in the direction.
Okay.
So again, I feel that if the foundation is weak, it doesn't really have much direction you have. So we're going to focus now. Let's go to this shot. So we're going to incorporate what we've learned.
Am I trying to get it onto the 10 ball?
You're not. You're just going to make the shot.
Okay.
Why are you always trying to overcomplicate this?
Sorry,
for me, okay?
sorry.
So just make the 7 for me. Okay, so we're going to take a look. Let's move your bridge hand. All right, so Rollie, you can see that your arm's in a great place, but your bridge hand, in relation to the shot, this is called your fulcrum line. And your fulcrum line is actually pointing somewhat this direction.
So the shot is this way, but my fulcrum line is going that way.
So you can see that there's this line here, and actually the shafts can actually interlock in that line better. So why not take it and move it a little bit towards the direction you're shooting toward now?
Ah, okay. So now everything is kind of aligning.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
It's not that you have to angle your hand over, it's just go ahead and hold your arm straight out. Okay, now make a bridge. You notice how now the line's going this way?
Yeah.
So why can't you do it when you're down? So it's just showing me that you're creating extra tension and really unwanted tension that we want to have. Feel what it does with your posture here and your cue. Like it doesn't feel like you can quite get on line as well as if you had your hand turned more straight. It's going to take a little bit less tension off of this.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so it's just like here I'm just having a point.
Look at this. This is your guide. Okay,
Yeah.
This is your guide to the shot. And this will be no different than you going on one of these lovely vacations that I see on social media, and you go to a place. Let's say you go to a different country.
Okay.
And you strike me to be the kind of guy that you're thorough about everything that you do.
Wow.
And so that would
Nope.
even, if you were to get a bad tour guide, then it's going to make the trip not so nice.
Into a kidnapping.
Yeah, or
A taken? How many times can Liam Neeson lose his children? Whatever.
how many times can something be taken to where you like actually start being a little bit more mindful of it so it doesn't get taken
Maybe
from you
it's
anymore?
his fault that he's losing his wife and kids.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want that guy coming after me, so I'm sure it's the terrorists.
So again, if you go on a trip and the tour guide is not doing their part, if it's going to become like not a great trip.
Yeah.
So the same thing's happening here is that this is really your tour guide to the shot. So that's where I'm going with this.
Okay, man, that metaphor was belabored, but I like it because I like you. All right, let's do this.
Now, last thing though is you can see here we're getting a little weak with your thumb. See how you're wanting to be here? And there's not much clearance. See, this can actually come off. A lot of times, every time I watch you strike a ball hard, your cue flies off. So if we just go ahead and strengthen.
A little higher on the thumb.
Yep, a little higher on the thumb.
And now is this thumb kind of coming up, like, is that the move?
So you've gone from this
Uh-huh.
to now I just want that.
Okay. Oh, and that actually changes the whole line, doesn't it? Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So still on the bridge.
There's so many like little things that I just never thought were that important, but
And we're just getting started.
oh God, okay.
So why is it that your fingers curl like this?
I don't know. Feels like they're adding a little tension in the fingers. Maybe makes my hand feel like it's more anchored to the table.
So think about the act that we're doing right now. Is this something that tension would be conducive for?
I mean, context clues say no, right?
Okay, yeah.
Is the answer no?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Big no.
Big no.
Big no.
Okay.
So how about we come into it and your hand's actually relaxed? To where now your only focus is just making sure you're bridge. There you go. Great. Now, if you notice, you're getting a little bit of that finger tap going on.
Yeah, I've seen freaking snooker
In the
players.
snooker world, there's some coaches that promote that it actually will help with your timing. I'm not against it,
Okay.
but I'm also not for it
Okay.
because you should have an idea of really what's going on with your hand, right? So going from this, now that we're getting a little bit more body awareness going on, what would you think where the direction's going? What's the next place we're going?
maybe my tip cue ball position.
Yeah, I like that.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay.
So
We're sort of like funneling our attention in down the line of the shot.
So you can see that when you set up Rollie, you tend to set up almost a chalk's width away from the cue ball.
Okay.
And what's going to happen is that's going to invite some mishits.
Oh. All right.
So our goal is to actually, you need to start, when you practice, people tendency have a fear of like they're going to hit the cue ball.
Yeah,
but,
I worry about that.
well, but again, on some of your adventures, you know what it's like to stand pretty close to the edge and you don't fall off, do you? So you have to start kind of trusting your intuition a little bit here. So let's try to get our tip a little bit closer to the ball. And what you'll see is that as you get a little closer, you start to see the shadow of your tip somewhat on the cue ball.
Oh, yeah.
You put your focus there, then you know that you're close enough. And I think this is the reason why you're putting unwanted spin on the ball, because your tip is so far away that you really can't tell where your tip is on the ball. And then because you don't know exactly where your tip is, you end up now, you're liable to go this way, you're liable to go that way, because you're not certain. You're not certain where your position is.
Okay. So when I'm addressing my practice shots on the cue ball, I want to be right up in there.
Correct.
Okay.
And then I think what we'll start to find out is that it's not so much a issue with something with your fundamentals, besides just it's coming from your perception and your initial setup to the ball.
Touched it.
But that's
It's a
okay.
foul.
But we are training right now, so it's not a foul.
Great.
So let's just go ahead and forget about all that. Let's just get right back to what we were doing.
That's a really polite shut up and do it again. Thank you, Hunter.
Well, let's use fear as a tool right now.
All right. I think I'm setting up a little bit on the right. Now that I'm closer to the cue ball, I can see that my tip is coming a little more to the right of the center than I thought.
Rollie, change it.
Okay.
Now you've got a way to gauge it.
Yeah, that feels good.
Okay. Go ahead and pull the trigger. No spin on the ball.
Yeah, nice and flat.
Now, because you're getting your tip closer to the cue ball, you're developing a better connection between your tip and the cue ball.
Great. All right, Hunter, we've done a lot of drills. Let's do a quick scrimmage game, 9-ball, and see where I'm stacking up right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, go easy, but do your thing.
Oh, I'll go easy.
What a weird non-threat.
I'm gonna go real easy.
I'll go real easy.
Real easy. Wow, who racked those?
Try to safe you behind the 6-9.
Okay.
Didn't get there. Oh, clean.
I don't know, after I made that shot on the 3, Rollie, I just had to make sure that I ran out.
To make sure that the people knew.
I have to establish the role here.
I get it. You got to assert your dominance. So I've got some stuff to work on. Hunter, what's a drill that I should be doing before the next time that we're training?
It's not so much that we need to focus on drills. You need to now drill what it is that we've gone over today.
That sentence had the word drill in it, though.
Yeah, but you're looking for me to like place stuff out there and you know, so you can distract yourself from,
You got me. I was
from basically
looking for
the
that.
shit we need to do. Okay.
There's no getting away from the shit.
Yeah. So what I would say is that whether you have 15 minutes or you have an hour, I know you got a busy schedule, but what you need to do is really isolate what it is we worked on.
Just
and
try to do
practice that so it becomes permanent.
Okay.
Because right now, you know, we're making some pretty big changes in the personality of your game. So the only way we're going to be able to get this new style to stick is through you stressing it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I need to.
So you could throw balls out. You could actually just throw balls out if there's already drills that you're currently doing right now. I can go ahead as over the next 10 weeks come up with drills that will be more conducive to the changes that we're making. But right now, just when you come to the room and you're going to play, you're going to practice hit balls, your focus needs to be on what we've covered.
Okay.
Not so much if the balls are going in or what's happening, just really kind of get lost in this stuff.
So process at the expense of outcome.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Well, thank you so much to Hunter Lombardo for coming down and teaching me today.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see more of these in the next couple of days. Yeah, any last words? Any parting thoughts?
It went well. It went better than I thought it would.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks. Better than he thought it would.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Pleasantly surprised.